Bam! Go away there. Hey, what's going down, everybody? Welcome. It's Friday. My goodness. Kind of snuck up on us because of the holiday. How was your holiday, by the way? Let me know in the side chat. Kind of curious. Mine was pretty cool. It was real laid back. Kids were getting over being sick and whatnot, so we didn't have a whole lot of people over. We had some fun, though. Had some good food, and, it was kind of relaxed, actually, believe it or not. This year it's been kind of crazy in the past years because I got a big family. My wife has a big family. When they all get together, craziness ensues. Not this year. There was no fights. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. There's no arguments, no blow-ups, none of that stuff. So I had fun. So I hope you guys did too. Elizabeth Sylvester, good to see you. Vlad the Impaler says I'm gonna try to be here. If not, then have Johnny O send the helicopters. Vlad, let me know if you're inside chat so I can call off the helicopters or send them full bore. Let me know. Doctor Who, good to see you. Nemo813, good to see you. Kelly Fitzpatrick, Casey Cooper, Hank's Corner, Cats, Cygnus. Speaking of helicopters, good to see you. Millhouse Van Houten, good to see you. Welsh News Network is in the house. Skid Scratcher says, well, hello, all you crazy cats. We are crazy, aren't we? Ed 2276, hello. Steve 6464, good to see you. Serenity McIntyre, good to see you. Juggernaut Jared Reed, what's going down? Teresa Flaubert, good to see. Is it Flaubert or is it Flaubert? Have you anglicized your name, or we keep the French pronunciation, or is it even French? Let me know. I'm kind of curious. I don't want to butcher your name much. Hank's Corner, Freedom Fighter, Barb Isabel, Don Moore, good to see you. Angels for Animals, good to see you. Randy Hatchmaker, good to see you. All right. If I missed you and you want me to say hello, just tag me and I'll see it there. I'll try. I'll look over here, not over here, because over here it doesn't show up, but over here it does. It's kind of a weird thing. Vegas Baby Curl, good to see you. Atlanta Hater, good to see you. Blue Bear, I see you over there. And Grandma Sunshine Dragon. Thor Rasmussen, who has been a plot hole headbanger for 22 months. Thank you so much, Thor. I appreciate that. Hank's Corner has gifted somebody, so thank you for that gift, a membership gift. You guys enjoy that. Whoever the new member is, make sure you use your emojis. It's a lot of fun. I'll show you. I'll tell you what. Let me see if I can make my favorite work. Sometimes it doesn't work. This one is my favorite. It's going to freeze upon me here in a second. I don't know why it does that, but it gets really weird. But there's my favorite. Boom. There we go. The face-palming Godzilla is always my favorite. Steve64 says, my youngest made dinner. He was allowed to use the industrial kitchen where he works. That's cool. It was good enough, but we did have to cut the mashed potatoes. What? Can't have Thanksgiving dinner without mashed potatoes. People do it all the time. They do it all the time. My youngest actually made our mashed potatoes, and she made the pumpkin pie, believe it or not, all by herself. She's 8 years old, made pumpkin pie all by herself. Did a great job. It tasted really good. Not that I'm shocked that she knows how to cook, but she's 8. I didn't think she'd want to do that. But she's like, no, I'm going to make this pumpkin pie. I'm going to do it all by myself. I'm going to open the can by myself. I'm going to do the pie crust all by myself. It was great. So, yeah. So much fun. What's this channel about? Asks Trot Golfer. Well, Trot Golfer, what we generally do is we take a look at people who engage in bad behavior and we poke fun at them in a lighthearted way. But more importantly, we try to point out what the bad behavior is. Generally speaking, I like to focus on what I call frauditors because they generally engage in behavior that is disingenuous and dishonest under the guise of, I'm trying to protect your rights. Well, you're not. Your actions are actually having an adverse effect on all of our rights because through your agitation, we are seeing legislation being passed all around, and it's affecting everybody's freedoms to do what they would like to do. Now, here's the thing. You want to film in public? Go for it. Absolutely. Whatever. To your heart's content. That's whatever. I encourage you. But don't be a dick. Don't fucking go out and, I'm going to audit a private business because private businesses they're affecting our freedoms. What's up, Mr. Shorting's Cat? Good to see you. Yeah, our soft citizen idiots too. Those sovereign citizen arguments, which we saw work just so swimmingly well with Daryl Brooks, by the way. If you want to know what happens when you try soft sit nonsense, Daryl Brooks is the way to go. Speaking of soft sit nonsense, there he is. Oh,
What's going on in this trade?
oh, Chase. Okay, so Teresa Flobert for 6.99 Canadian says Bert Flobert, not French, Scots Irish, live in Western Canada. I do stand corrected, even though Western Canada. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not going to make the French Canadian joke because it's the other side. I get it.
If I could one day retire in Newfoundland, I would, because Newfoundland, St. Lawrence Bay, it's such a beautiful country. I just the whole territory, I just fell in love with it. There were two shows. It was Republic of Doyle and Haven, and I
Oh,
just
Doyle rules.
fell in love
Right.
with that whole area.
I have not been to Canada in like 35 years.
Wow.
I know. I was a wee, maybe longer, maybe more than 35 years.
30 años.
Excuse me. I was knee high to a duck.
Pool hall junkies.
Yeah.
You've made that.
I know.
That
I do
one
it every
before.
time. Just waiting for it to come across your face. Oh, jeez.
No, no, no,
Yes,
no,
we
no,
do
no.
have.
You don't get to say that.
You don't get to say that.
You don't get to say that. You just,
First of all,
when
you
he
don't
says,
be
"Oh,
saying it
oh,
right.
my Charles," and he's like, "What?" Just like, "What?"
Yeah. By the way, for all of you who haven't seen that movie, it's called Pool Hall Junkies. It's the opening scene. Yeah, it's the opening
Yeah,
scene.
it's the opening scene. He's playing pool. Yeah, he's playing pool with you
Yeah.
guys.
Well, it's the second scene actually, because the opening scene is when he was younger, but who cares anyway? See, like the start, the real meat of the film. I guess the opening scene would be considered the
You take their
prologue?
money, you call them names to their faces,
Yeah.
and then they love you for
Before it, yeah.
it.
Krampus is behind me. I won't turn around, Christopher O'Connor. I do need to come to Plot Hole, Elizabeth. I really do. I want to go to Canada. I need Destiny to go to Plot Hole. Oh, I'm so stupid. I want to go to Canada. Golly, I have not slept very well in the past like 2 weeks.
Yeah, the same with me. It's been busy. Just not just the holiday, but it's just been we've been so inundated with stuff and having to be like on the ball with all these things that are coming up that, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was a good conversation to not have right now because I don't want to talk about it. I want to have some fun.
Oh wait, is there something that I don't know?
Possibly. Bobby Williams says, "Hey, Plot Hole, I'm new with y'all, but love listening to you, and I love JL and his beard too."
Cheers. Because I got a call, but I was on another call. I was on a business call, and I got the message. It was like, "Hey, oh crap, I can't take it right now because I
Yeah.
had to finish another call." Then I called him back, and he's like, "I'll talk to you tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh, okay, so okay,
Yeah.
cool."
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Sinatilian has become a new Plot Hole crew member. Thank you so much. This is a good question. Jersey Fool says, "When was the last time either one of you was clean shaven?"
Oh.
2002.
2000
Maybe?
October, actually, October 18th, 2008 to 2018. It was October 18th, 2018. That was when, because a couple days later, because I hadn't shaved in a couple of days, and I still had my 5 o'clock shadow, and then I left I left that job because at the job I was not allowed to have facial hair. I could have a mustache, but when I have a mustache, I look like BTK. So I wasn't gonna keep the mustache, but I was like, when I left that job, because I wasn't allowed to have a beard or any kind of facial hair on my usual goatee. So when I left that job, it was like I had to shave almost every day for that job, and I got so sick of it. I was like, you know what? I'm not touching it. I'm letting it go. So I let it grow out, and then it got like down to here as far as length goes.
Yeah.
But then I had to trim it back, and let it clean up because it was getting a little Walt Whitman.
Yep.
So
Yep.
now it's more Santa for some reason.
It
So
is very much Santa.
It's very Santa right now.
Very Santa right now, which is festive. It works. Speaking of which, starting in December, I will be doing the beard decorations again. So I've got all the ornaments back there in one of those cabinets. And they'll be coming out for every super chat. I'll be putting an ornament in the beard starting to September, December 1st. Golly. One of these days, I'm going to relax and take some rest and get some sleep, but
Never.
not today. No, it's not going to happen.
Not
no.
till you're dead.
Steve K says, "Jo, any chance of knitted beards in the future?" If you're talking about like the blanket beard type thing, I don't think so because Those things itch. It's kind of itching.
Mine does it just fine. So
Yours
like,
is small bite. Yeah, you don't really need to.
it was like and mine looks like I actually woke up today and I was having the worst beard day like ever.
Christ.
So I woke up and I couldn't do anything with it. I was like, it's like the reverse of like when girls wake up and they're just like, oh, I just can't do anything with my hair today.
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything with my beard today. I could not until Angela finally came home and she brought some fresh beard oil, and then finally got in there. And now it's looking mighty
very
well
Santa.
coiffed.
You look like
very
Richard,
well.
You look like Richard Attenborough from Miracle on 34th Street. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
We've clocked the T-Rex at 36 miles an hour.
Yeah. Welsh News Network for £2 says there's a lot JL never knows. This is true.
Spared no expense.
And Charlie Girl asks if either of us are veterans. I am not. I am not a veteran. I attempted to join the Army way back when, but we weren't at war at the time. And when they looked at my medical records, they were like, no, just not going to do it. So, yeah, it was going to be so much fun. I wanted to do what my father, my grandfather, my mother, her grandfather, my uncles. I wanted to serve. It just wasn't meant to be for me. Which,
right,
it is what it is.
I tried to enlist as well. I was kind of in that down period after high school when you're kind of like, what do I do? Well, like I didn't have any direction or anything. Didn't know what I wanted to do, and so I attempted to try and enlist. And I tried for the Army and I tried for the Marines as well. And took the ASVAB for both. Sure, you took the ASVAB as well, and I think I got a 98 on the ASVAB both times that I took it. So like testing wise, it was fine going in like this, but there was this psych evaluation that they make you take,
and they said, "Hell no, JL, hell no."
And apparently there was some sort of conflict in my psych eval. I'm not sure what it was, but for both of them, for the Army and the Marines, I had to take this like freaking long ass psych evaluation. After I took the ASVAB. So I took the ASVAB, and they said, okay, now you need to take this. I was like, okay, so I'll take this.
Did you not have to go like physical first? Did you go? See, I went ASVAB and then physical, and they were scheduling all the psych evals, but we didn't get past the physical.
No, it didn't get past the psych eval for me, and it was kind of like back and forth kind of thing. It's like if you could do certain things for them, then I'm not 100% sure. But it was after I got the ASVAB back that I then had to go in, and I was doing the thing where you show up and you kind of like run with them and do stuff. And
right.
So I was going in there, and they had me take that, sit down. Both of them, both the Army and the Marines did it. And the first time when I was, because I went for the Army first, because I was really, really interested in the Rangers. And I went to the Army first, and when I took the psych eval, I just told them the truth. I answered it completely and totally honestly. I said, "Yep, this is it, and it's honest," and they were like, "No."
See, when I went my wife had a different experience because she did enlist in the Army, but when her recruiter was talking to her, I think 16, 17 years old, they were like, "Okay, did you do this?" And they said, "Yes." Like, don't say that. Tell them no. And she's
right. So the second time, and maybe I don't know, because at the time this was like 1998.
Yeah.
And so maybe they cross check. I have no idea. But then I went to the Marines and I tried to list, did the ASVAB again, and then
you'd figure crazy
had to take, and I had to take I had to take the psych test again. So I took the psych test again, and this time I told them what I thought they wanted to hear. And still it was a no. So then I figured it just wasn't for me.
It wasn't in the cards. Yeah. Yeah, it was what's it say? No, I did not. Yeah, you did not smoke pot. I didn't at the time. That one I could tell the truth and not have to worry about failing a lie detector test. But I didn't get to that point. Like I said, I got to I did have to answer that question. I got the questionnaire, and then I went for a physical, and I can't remember. It was just fucking years ago, decades ago. I can't remember all the specifics, but yeah, whenever I went to did the physical, they pulled all of my previous records at that time I'd already had. That's absolutely true.
It's probably true. It's probably true. What they came back with, what my recruiter mentioned to me was that 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 they were concerned that what I put down, it showed that there was that I would have been problematic in the respect of taking orders that
Well, I can see that.
that I disagreed. Well, it wasn't just taking orders in general, but it was taking orders that I disagreed with at a moral level. That it would be problematic for me to be in a situation where they would tell me to do something that I fundamentally did not agree with, and I would reject that order. When you're in that situation, I understand those fine individuals who are able to serve our country. You can't be in that situation. You can't be in a hot situation and have someone say, "I need you to go do this," even if it's pull that trigger, and they say, "No, I'm not doing that." That's how people lose their lives. So I understand why.
Yeah, speaking of hot
some
situations, let me welcome the hottest of situations.
I can feel the heat coming off the bottom.
Rising.
The heat coming off the caldera.
Good. What is it? Afternoon? What is it, afternoon over there, or is it evening?
It's afternoon.
There we are.
And you got
You got some weird delay echoey thing going on there. And now we can hear it also, yeah.
I tell you what, he's fixed. I'll tell you what was super weird is it always really struck me that when I took the ASVAB, I remember taking that bad boy and it being like, at the time, because I remember taking the ASVAB and it just struck me how simple that test was. It was it was like the easiest standardized test I'd ever taken in my life. I was like, this is like, it struck me just how easy it was. It was like there wasn't anything that was difficult on it in any stretch of the imagination. I was kind of like, this is a really easy test. Like, I guess I guess it wouldn't have to be that difficult because it's not like you need to know specific extended areas of education in order to get into the military or to do military service. So I was like, wow, this is like really easy, and and so it just kind of struck me. But they seemed to be like, my recruiter was like, wow, and they were really talking it up, and I was like, why are you talking it up? It's like. It wasn't that hard. It was just like, man, this is a mental challenge, man. Woo! I'm breaking a sweat on this bad boy.
We took it. I think I took mine. I don't remember. Golly, I can't remember if it was a practice exam that I took in 8th grade, but we took it. I know I took it twice. Once, I think it was the 8th grade, where they're like, all right, cool. We really need to make sure we know what we're going to do with you. And yes, it was 8th grade because they wanted to make the high school that I was going to had a junior ROTC program. So they're like, cool, we can get you into this. The Army had a junior ROTC program there. So like, we're going to put you in this junior ROTC program here. And then assuming that you do well, you keep up with your program, you keep your grades up, we'll then send you to A&M and you go to the ROTC program at A&M. And then again, same thing, keep up your grades, keep up your program, and then we'll move you on to officer training school. So I would have come in as a fully commissioned officer. This is like the hype that they were building up, which was like, right, yeah, let's do it. I was so excited about it because they were building this up. I was like, yeah, I want to do that.
Did the same thing for me as well.
Right. Yeah. I was super excited about it. I was like, man, this sounds like an awesome deal. Went home to my mother about it. Didn't get a chance to tell my father about it because as we were pulling all of the like my medical records and I took the physical and whatnot, and they went and deep dived. I'd already had back injuries. I'd already had knee injuries. I'd already had documentation of asthma, bad. So they're just like, nope. And of course, we weren't at war at the time, so they weren't as willing to just hand out the keys to the castle, so to speak, for new recruits. There was plenty of recruits. This was in 96, 95, I think, right around then, 94, 95, give or take. So, yeah, they were kind of really ramping down their recruiting, and they're just like, yeah, no. Had we been in, like, seriously active war, they'd have been fuck that shit, bring him. Who cares? You can't walk? Yeah, I can walk. Okay, cool. Can you do this? Yeah, I can do that. All right, cool. Give him a gun. Fuck it.
I imagine if I had, because this was in 1998 when I was going after it, so it was 1998 when I did the stuff, and then I was like, okay, well, I guess it's just not for me. And then of course 2001 took place, so I was kind of like,
yeah. Not that I want to say that we dodged a bullet there. We did kind of dodge a bullet. Charlie girl, I cannot run fast at all. Out of out of the, geez, I played basketball in high school. Out of all of the all the athletes, I think. No, I didn't think I was the slowest by a lot. It was pretty bad. Tony, I don't know what's going on, man. You let me know when you're ready. All right, we'll pull him down for a second, just in case. As soon as I see him come back, we'll get him back up here. Mr. Shorting's Cat says officers rule. Well, I'm not an officer, so I guess I don't rule. Damn it. But anyway.
Could have been. You never know what could have been. I mean, obviously, my life would be fundamentally different had I actually, if I had actually been enlisted, actually gone in and actually served. Because then, obviously, I wouldn't have gone to I wouldn't have gone to college where I did. I wouldn't have gone.
Maybe
the
you
second
would have.
time.
Eugene did enlist, and he served his tour in the Marines, and he still went to the Art Institute of Dallas,
right?
And, so he ended up with us in this circle. So never know. You could have taken a different path to get to where you are now. Like I said, I think that's kind of interesting. People say, well, if I would have done this, my whole life would have been different. Whereas probably true, like chaos theory dictates that even the smallest change in your paths or farther away.
I probably never. I probably wouldn't have gone to the conservatory that I went to. I may not have met Angela because I'd been in service, and then that was in 2003. So if I'd been enlisted, I would have been in. She would have gone. I would have missed that, and I probably may have gone later, and I never would have met her. And so my life would be totally different. Just by that alone. Having not met my future wife in 2003. So
Stephen Kane says, I can run a marathon in under 4 weeks. Well, that's about a week faster than me. Vlad the Impaler says, Johnny O was a state wrestling champ, MMA fighter, 20-year law. Oh, dude, that's just wrong. Mr. Shorting's Cat says, Johnny rules. Thank you, Mr. Shorting's Cat. Jeez. Oh, so you were in Anchorage. I would love to go to Alaska. Somebody earlier in the chat I saw mentioned that I should go to Anchorage, Alaska for all the fun festivities that they do up there. I would love to go to Alaska. A buddy of mine, matter of fact, the original original co-host, Jeremy did one of those. He did was it like the big bar? Not the barge. What is it called? It's a boat, big boat, giant thing. You cruise, fucking hell. He did a cruise from.
You'll get there.
I'll get there. Yeah. Anyway, he did a cruise from the West Coast up to like the British side of. I say British side of Canada. It's not the British side of Canada. It's the not French speaking side of Canada. Anyway, he said it was a lot of fun. I would love to do it. And I think they ended up in Alaska. Stevie K says, do a cruise to Alaska. I would love to, but I'm terrible. I have terrible motion sickness. My inner ear is awful. Even just thinking about getting on a boat right now, I'm getting kind of wheezy.
Stephen Caparizan said, recruitment was a sales pitch. It was a great sales pitch. You never really knew what you bought until the bill was paid. No refund, sucker. You're in it now. I never got the Camaro's speech. Camaros or the Mustangs speech. I didn't get that speech. I didn't. So I've heard so many people talk about Camaros stuff like this. It's like I never got that one. So
Blue Bear 1 for $5 says, Johnny O, really? This guy again? Hello, JL. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Welsh News Network for £2 says, I was an officer, lieutenant commander, RN, RTD, so I rule. Waha. Yes, you do. You do. Anyway,
I provide intriguing commentary.
Sometimes.
Blue Bear. That's what I do. That's what I do. Interesting commentary.
Dan Morse, would you like the eastern coast of Canada, Nova Scotia? I would love to check out all of Canada. I really would. I would love to do it. Charlie Girl says, have you heard about the Gold Coast cruise? It stays along the whole coast to Alaska. You literally camp on the boat. Again, outside of the boat being on the water thing, that really sounds amazing. I wish I could do a cruise because I know Erica would love to go on a cruise. I just can't do it. It's like I said, I'm getting dizzy just thinking about it.
You have to mainline the Dramamine.
Yeah, right. I will never take Dramamine ever again. I took it one time back in 2000, I sound like a fucking old guy. It was one time back in the old days.
Back in the
Back
aughts.
in the aughts. Yeah, it was 2000 and something. I can't remember, 2003, some shit like that. We went to Los Angeles, took a plane to Los Angeles to go spend 4th of July weekend with my grandparents, the whole side of the family over there. I took one fucking Dramamine pill. We left July 1st, got on the plane July 1st. I don't remember July 2nd. July 3rd is kind of a haze. And the only thing that I remember about the 4th of July was being on some random cul-de-sac, which I was told later on that was my tia Yvonne's place, but on this random cul-de-sac with like 4 F-150s with long beds just full from front to back, top to bottom of fireworks, and having one firework shot into the garage where I was sitting and explode next to me. That is all that I remember. Oh, and the alien-looking baby. I feel so bad for that baby.
Was this Dramamine or Ambien?
This was Dramamine. Fuck, it was. I was fucked up. Mr. E-Man has become a new plot hole member. Thank you so much, Mr. E-Man. I appreciate that so much. It was just, I was like, fuck, it worked a little too well. Welsh News Network for £2 says J.O. and J.L. make a great comedy duo. That's right. Piss and shit. Wait a minute.
Shits and giggles.
Shits and giggles.
It's up to you to decide which one.
Better, yeah. GF for $9.99 says my grandfather worked for Canadian National Railroad. We rode the train for free. My mom was from Edmonton. I got to see the entire railroad, priceless. That sounds amazing. I love a good train ride. I would love to do like the whole coast to coast, top to bottom, the states train ride. I would love to do that. And my son Evan was he used to love trains. He loved trains. We took him to the Pueblo Train Museum in Colorado. He was all about the trains, man. I would love to do that shit. So much fun. Casey Goober says, "Oh, you kids, my Detroit Lions won 3 world championships in my lifetime. Can you figure out how old that makes me?" Yes. Considering, oh gosh, the last time the Lions even sniffed a play. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I can put a little bit of a timeline on that. OG Goblin, good to see you. Angel Riviera says, "I got shafted. I spent 5 years in Hickam." Aw. Ed 209 says it was Dramamine laced with crack and heroin. What's up, Dr. Nimrod? It was this is absolutely true. Softail Fun says 3 stages of seasickness. 1, you think you're going to die. Yes. 2, you know you're going to die. Yes. 3, you wish you'd hurry up and die. That is absolutely correct. Yeah.
I can tell you, who is it who just said that? Because jumping so fast. Oh, Amadorn. Yes, I can tell you, Hawaii, absolutely stunning. We spent 4 days on the Big Island and 3 days, it was 3 days in the Big Island, 4 days in Kauai, and absolutely stunning. Did a rafting deal up the Napoli coast, and did diving off the coast, and it just transformative. There's a reason they call Hawaii heaven on earth. So I
would love to go there as well.
Yeah,
but again, you have to take a plane to get there. I'm like, that's a long. I could take a boat, which is even worse, even longer of a boat ride. But so Forgiven Jerry says, "Hey guys, from the hospital. Hope you guys are keeping good spirits. I'm the only one to get a bowel obstruction before Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, that sucks. I hope you get better soon. Really do. Because it's weird you coming in here with JL and stream and not throwing fucking shade at JL. I gotta say, Jerry, I'm even though you're ill, I'm still a little disappointed, but
it's refreshing. It shows that we can grow as people.
Yes. NA for $6.66 says, "First and last time I took Ambien, I woke up naked outside 3 blocks from home." But that wasn't the Ambien. Let's just be honest. You did that just because. Thank you for that. GF for $4.99 says, "Speaking of seasickness, try being pregnant." I can't. My wife. Oh, I feel so bad for her. I knew that's when I knew she was pregnant. The last time when I brought out a plate of bacon and she almost threw up all over the place. I was like, oh fuck, we're screwed.
Bacon
is so good.
So good. So good.
Yeah, but she was not. She couldn't. That was one thing they would always say. Like meat would always hit her, and she loved like steak and all that stuff. But whenever she was pregnant, it would happen all 3 times that she was pregnant. Meat just would not. She was like, can't do it. Can't do meat. Oh man, we've got. I don't know what's going on. I think PhD Tony's having some Australian kangaroo internet issues. So I hope he can get. I would like to get.
What did you? What were you wanting to? Was there a subject or a big subject you wanted to chat about, or
today?
Yeah.
I mean, not really. Look, here's the thing. Yes, we all know. Everybody here knows that Chile has another warrant out for his arrest because he's a fucking moron.
It should be par for the course at this point. It's like that an individual like that is going to rack them up like they're fucking Pokemon.
Got to catch them all.
Got to get one from every state, man.
Well, he's got 2 in Ohio. It's the second one in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, just maybe, Chile, you would be like, maybe I should adjust my approach. Nope, let me double down.
No, double down, triple down. It's like, say what one more time, motherfucker.
Yeah, say what?
I dare you.
Yeah. Chaos Warden says PhD Tony called Irish Demon for tech support. So we're never going to see. PhD Tony might be gone from the earth now. It just. Hey, Global Mom, good to see you. If I have my way, he may have one from California. I heard that he was doing some not nice things to you, so most definitely. Commander Darklight says, "Hey guys, good to see you, Commander Darklight. It's been a minute."
So apparently, Bits and Pieces did a camera caught my haunted office video, and so he's playing Warrant Go.
Just
State of Colorado used warrant. It's extraditable.
Oh, jeez.
It's super effective.
I wonder how he calls them use their powers. Is it like if you catch them all, what do you get? What do you get when you catch all the warrants from every state? It was like, I mean, Welsh News Network for £2 says the flat earthers have finally come for PhD Tony. Oh no.
So apparently
they can't get there though because they don't know how planes work. So I think Tony's good. Tony's safe.
Yeah, they fly planes. They're constantly going to be going like, whoa. Do I got to keep pulling up, man?
They're going to keep they're going to keep pushing down.
They're going to keep pushing down
or something. Who knows what they're going to be doing?
So I was doing the debunks. I did several because during the Face of Horror thing, I did several like ghost debunks on my channel, and was walking through them, just slowing them down, taking and they're really really easy to figure out. So, but apparently, Bits and Pieces dropped a video where apparently he thinks his office is haunted. So I'm gonna have to take a look at this video. Apparently,
is it haunted or
we'll have to see. Because I mean, it's either a hoax or it's mistaken identity or it's technology malfunction. It's usually one of the 3. So.
We have resurrected PhD Tony from the technological Irish demon hole. Or have we?
There
he is.
Got it sorted out eventually, I guess.
So you didn't call Irish demon. Very, very intelligent of you.
Juggernaut Jared Reed. Warrant uses hardened.
Oh, man. So, Tony, how goes it down there where you are in a state that doesn't exist?
Yeah, we're not a state. We're a territory. Thank you very much.
Oh,
exactly. So what I said was correct. Thank you very much.
What you said was correct, indeed. So,
have the Reds risen up yet to join their emu brethren?
Not yet. I did look into the Emu War. It's not as humiliating a defeat, given that the representatives of the Australian Army consisted of 1 officer and 2 other soldiers.
Hang on a second, Tony. Permit me the intrusion of interruption. But the fact that you had to say Emu War loss in the same thought is as humiliating as I don't care if there's.
I don't know. You ever met an emu? They're pretty fucking intimidating.
These are hardened military people, and
guns.
They were birds that run. They lost.
It was the most. The whole thing was the most idiotic. Like, you know, we're trying to drive these emus off these farms. We've got one guy with a machine gun and somebody else to help. And you're just going like, you know, there are 20,000 emus, right? And I'm not sure if you've ever looked at a map of Western Australia, but it's not exactly like there's a convenient bottleneck. The emus don't have to run past you, so I don't know what.
They're juking about, so I can't hit them.
What I want to know is, during this glaring defeat by the almighty emu army, who, by the way, doesn't have a general.
They have no leadership structure. There's no leadership structure. It's not like they have the Emu War room. This is how we're going to approach guys.
Around and eat. You don't need much strategy. Stay away from the guy shooting at you and eat. And if somebody drives at you in a car, run away from that.
General Patton of the Emu, who's too busy pecking fucking bugs off the ground.
that fucker's walking out of the barracks like he's John Connor or some shit.
Listen, man. This is what we're going to do. So in this embarrassingly horrific defeat by the Emu army, did the Australian soldiers think for a second, maybe we should call in an airstrike? Meet them on their territory.
No.
That's how you spread the emus all over the place. that's how you.
I'm not even certain that Australia had an air corps at that point.
I'll let you now because of the emu warfare.
That would have been like The Simpsons when Homer tried to get rid of the ant hive in the backyard by blowing it up. So he blew it up, and then the next morning he goes out, there's ant hives everywhere. They're all over the place. Yeah. Just spread them out.
Before the chat loses their mind, yes, we know that emu don't fly. We do know this.
They don't need to fly, apparently.
Please, Cat, I'm not in the Northern Territory, no. I'm in a different territory.
That's right. Action Squad's right. Just nuke them from space. It's the only way to be sure.
But I think you're overlooking the weapons available.
Just hit him from orbit
at this portion in history. Like it wasn't.
Hit him from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
You did say they had machine guns.
Yes, they had Lewis guns. So this was a leftover Lewis gun from World War One.
I don't care how we want to package it, Tony. You got your ass by a bunch of birds.
Hang on a second. Catherine Price brings up something. Emu are dumb. I've had one sit in the middle of the Bruce Highway near Longreach, just sat and dared me to get closer. Dumb things. Wait. It sat there and dared you to get closer.
Yes.
How dumb is that bird really? If it's daring you, like, come on. Maybe that bird knows its capabilities. And it's kind of like, you think I'm dumb. That's the point.
So, I mean, here's the thing about both the emu and the kangaroo. They're not very bright animals.
That's what they want you to think. It's the great emu facade.
But if you look at cockatoos, for instance, cockatoos are ferociously intelligent. There's an ongoing arms war in Sydney at the moment because cockatoos have started working out how to open garbage bins and get at the food that's inside. And so the owners have come up with techniques for how to keep the garbage bin shut and the cockatoos out. But the cockatoos have responded with various techniques for getting around the various countermeasures. And there's this sort of ongoing wrestle of intellectual ability because cockatoos are really quite good problem solvers. If you give them sort of problems where there's a seed, they're really, really good. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but there's video of a parrot, not a cockatoo, a different type of parrot, given a pipe cleaner, turns the pipe cleaner into a spoon that it can use to fish a seed out of a glass that it can't reach down. And so
anybody else secretly hoping that when PhD Tony says cockatoo, he's secretly talking about some covert Australian gang?
I think the emus finally have their air corps. Is what it is. The emus had the birds are working together. So
no, Facty, the cockatoos do not know how to pick locks. But we've sort of standardized our garbage bins.
This is starting to sound like a scene from Jurassic Park.
It is starting to sound like a scene from Jurassic Park.
Are you sure you
they know how to open? They know how to open doors.
Unless they figure out how to open doors.
And the cockatoos are going to teach the emus because they have bigger feet and they can go.
Oh, jeez. Sandy D for $10 says, you guys are in the biz, so I'm sure you're aware of actor ego. I think part of what drives Chili is that he failed as an actor and is still trying to feed that actor ego. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. There is a part of his id that just cannot operate without that constant feed, right? It's got to have that.
I found Chili's IMDb feed the other day.
Oh, yeah.
It has a credit on it.
2.
Well, the one I saw only listed 1, but it also gives his height as 5'6.5" and I'm wondering who it is who is measuring these actors down to the half an inch. Or is this something that short people do?
Well, okay, so on IMDb, we can if you're subscribed to it, if you're in there, you can change your own stuff and submit your own materials for IMDb. But other people who are subscribed can submit stuff on your behalf, and they can also change stuff if things can be inputted about you, and so it's kind of like Wikipedia in that respect. So like all the voice work I do, like all the voice work that I've done for all the anime I've done, I didn't enter any of that stuff. There are fanboys out there who will religiously go through the cast and they'll add that stuff for people on IMDb. Right. So he either entered that his height himself, and which I believe that, having met the person, I'll believe that. Yeah. So or somebody put that in there for him. I don't know, but given that there's nothing else on his IMDb. And if that's a measure of your worth, Chili, I mean, mine is like 6 times larger than yours.
I don't want to short shame anybody, so we're not going to talk about his height. Wealth News Network.
He's so short.
For 2,000 says, I have seen it, JL. Tech malfunction. I think we're talking about
the bits and pieces video, tech malfunction.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Cerebral Tackle Lux says a C6 lightweight, a no fishing Boy Scout, and a PhD. One of these things is not like the others.
I do fish. I still have all my gear. I have my tackle box. I have my rods and reels. I just haven't had the opportunity. I haven't had the time because that takes like planning. And plus, I don't have a boat. So I could go to the edge of the lake or go to the dock, but that's not really fun. You need like a canoe, kayak, something to go out there and fish from.
I used to fish off a dock.
So as an openly bisexual man, you're not using the term tackle box as a euphemism there.
I am not using the it's not a euphemism at all.
Okay,
it's
all
not,
right.
it's,
Because when I was hearing your story about trying to join the army, did you state that you were bisexual and interested in the Rangers in close proximity to one another? Because your recruiter might have come to the wrong.
I did not. That did not come up because at the time I really wasn't aware of myself. It wasn't something that I was ready to admit. So at that time it was just
all right,
girls all the way.
And I do have one response to somebody. Cassowaries are actually quite dangerous.
Very dangerous.
They're dangerous, but so are magpies.
Magpies are.
It's true. See, working together.
So are blue jays. Them fuckers. God.
Cassowaries are the independent contractors that they call in. Those are the specialized operators that they call in for the really heavy duty stuff.
And for $6.66 says PhD Tony, did those emu have bulletproof vests?
No, but apparently they are quite resistant to being shot. Apparently they don't react. Yeah, I'm not sure how good these soldiers were, but they claim to be getting lots of hits on these emus, and the emus would just run off. But the thing you've got to remember is that the emus are actually mostly feathers, so you might think you hit it, but you might have missed it. You might have just
Like a Pomeranian.
or they just don't react to. Bullets work by shock. They work by shock on the organism, and emus may just be extremely resistant to that. So.
Don't get all sciencey for the reason why you got your ass kicked by a bunch of birds.
well, you see, nature has created the perfect killing machine.
An emu. It's seriously, everything in Australia is trying to kill you, even a fucking bird. The damn emu trying to kill you, man. And they won. Oh man, who wants to watch some bad behavior? We got some bad behavior. It's not chilly, I promise. No
Okay.
Oh, somebody asked before you jump into that, if you're loading up a video, give me 1 second. Somebody asked me a question. Sorry, I gotta pull it up because I had that bookmarked. Someone asked me what I was doing, what I had done as far as anime goes. So as far as for the individual, I totally spaced it and I didn't see the name. Who asked me what anime I've done. So the anime that I've done, I was in The Heroic Legend of Arslan. I was in Trickster, Puzzles and Dragons X, One Piece Film Gold, Joker Game, Showman Sample, Gangsta, Sky Wizards Academy, Overlord, One Piece 3D2Y, and did a whole bunch, like ridiculous amounts of additional voices for One Piece. I was also the voice of Captain Blondie and the voice of Heat from Kids Pirates. I was on Bento and the detective memoirs of Chief Straw Hat Luffy. So just a whole bunch of stuff for Funimation.
All right, so as you guys saw, we have NC KFC Hunter coming up, and we're gonna just. This is one of the guys. He is so worthless. He's just useless. This guy's useless. Steve K says Blue Bacon is going dark until after the new year, first of the new year. Check out that Trot Golfer's First Amendment page. I could send me a link. I will do that.
Well,
anyway,
Flat Derp, I have to voice other cartoons because I don't hear from you anymore.
I know, Flat Derp. I'm so sorry. I got so busy with it. I feel bad. I really do. I really do feel bad, Flat Derp. I promise that I will.
Well, on the other hand, don't feel bad because he's never asked me to do anything. So, not that I'm thin-skinned or anything like that.
Flat Derp says, ouch, I deserve that. No, it's all right, dude. I know you're busy. You have so much going on, and your channel is doing amazingly. The content you're putting out has me in stitches. I kid you not, dude. Keep doing what you're doing. It is fucking brilliant.
I love Flat Derp, yeah.
I love it.
Really?
Flat Derp says, I thought Tony didn't like me, to be honest. Lop.
Really? Why? Okay.
All right, here we go.
Dude, why? How can it be possible that Tony doesn't love me?
All right, let's take a look at this dishonest pile of shit.
I thought Tony didn't like me once for a minute. When he fucking yelled at me.
Everybody thought that Tony didn't like you.
Tony yelled at me one time, and I was like, I don't know if I want to be around Tony anymore. It's like because it was not just like, it's not like you're wrong, JL. It's like you're wrong, but it's you're wrong and you're dumb. You're wrong and you're dumb for being wrong. It's like, oh my god. I'm gonna come back when I have a PhD.
I gotta go back to college.
I gotta rethink my life.
All right, here we go. Oh boy.
Y'all, the train coming. Train. Take me on out of this land.
And you're not standing in front of it. No, sorry.
I can't tell which one is the train and which one is NC Tower Hunter.
This is NC Tower Hunter out here in Texas, Greenville, Texas, at Automatic Gas Propane Company. Gonna see if they respect my rights to record out here in public, guys.
Propane accessories.
What does it matter? Why does it matter? If they respect the rights, blah, 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 blah. This is why that This is why I can't stand this fucking idiot, because this is a private company who has no bearing on your First Amendment right to record in public. It's just
because they're idiots. Because it's a private entity, a private company that he's walking onto their property. So they paid the bills to be there. So
yeah, he's on the easement, JL.
Well, it depends upon where their property line is, really.
They can't be touched on the easement.
I am with HPR News in Carolina and Fort Worth. They parking the car right now.
Steps in that parking lot, he'll be on their property.
See, I'll show you guys a little bit. In the sun. There we go.
Riveting concept. Riveting.
Out this truck. I can't hear you. What are you working on?
See, this is a perfectly legitimate question. When somebody shows up with a camera, facing a camera at your business, and if you're really all about the First Amendment, right? First, I've said this a bazillion times, and I'll say it again. When you're out filming somebody's, or theming, as he would say, but when you're out recording somebody's private company, yes, people are going to walk and hey, what's going on? Especially a gas company. There are some security issues that they may want to, think about.
Yeah.
And if they come out to, hey, what's going on? What are you guys working on? Hey, we're just out here exercising our First Amendment right to record. All right, cool. I feel like the vast majority of people, once they heard that, like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. Yeah, enjoy yourself, whatever. And then we'll walk on and be done with it. But that's not what these idiots want.
There are security issues here. This is a potential domestic terrorism target. It's just a potential terrorist target. It's a large installation dealing with a volatile compound right next to a transportation artery. So they have every right to guarantee the safety of their personnel, their compound, and the artery that they're next to. So what he's doing is inherently suspicious and unconstructive. The only constructive purpose behind what he's doing is to gain intelligence for some sort of malicious act. And the fact that he isn't doing that is purely happenstance. They have every right to react as though he's doing something suspicious, because in point of fact he is.
Right. Boo Boo Bunny for $19.99 says, JL, go to the Red River and fish. I caught an alligator gar, a terrapin, and a snapping turtle, none of which I've ever seen in my life. The best sports fish, in my opinion, are still catfish. We get a lot of catfish over here in Texas.
Yep, catfish are good. The best sport, I mean, I've caught a ton of catfish in my life, but the best sports fish, well, I agree. Catfish are great fighters, especially you hook yourself a big one. I really, really like largemouth bass. I love largemouth bass because they jump and they can get really feisty and they do really wacky, crazy stuff when you get them. So I love fighting against largemouth. So
thank you for that $19.99, by the way. Thank you, Jason. I got the link, and Commander Darklight sent over this little guy here. It says, not all Australian animals will kill you, and it says little bit. I'll show it to you guys. Remind me to show you Commander Darklight's. Not all Australian animals will kill you.
Not all of them will, but they all can.
They want to. Anyway, here we go.
This place?
You do?
Yeah.
Cool.
What y'all working on?
We're not working on nothing.
Who y'all with?
Who are you with?
Green Automatic Gas Company.
Yeah? You the boss?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. What are y'all working on? Y'all taking pictures of?
You left at 5. Yeah, we're taking pictures of your tanks, your trucks, your license plates.
Yeah.
See, when you answered that question the way you answered that question, he's only doing this because he wants to get a reaction. Period. That's the only reason why he's doing this. This has nothing to do about respecting rights, and it's everything to do about antagonizing and getting a reaction. That's all this is.
Notice that he has never once answered a constructive question.
Correct.
Like, who are you? Who are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? He just he refuses to provide any information that would help de-escalate the situation.
Exactly.
He just wants to create anxiety and tension in the situation, and then claim that people are overreacting. Well, you're being a fuckwit. You're being a fuckwit to somebody who really doesn't deserve it or need it, and they're going to get fired up over it. You know, the reason I get fired up with
JL.
Potentially idiotic statements by people, particularly when they're talking over me, is because I get frustrated by it. I get angry. But if and JL wasn't deliberately trying to get me angry, but flat earthers and other science denialists deliberately do try and wind people up, and that's exactly what this guy's doing.
Right.
This is what I describe. Society depends on communication, cooperation, and trust. They sabotage any attempts at communication. They refuse to cooperate, and they don't offer any trust or respect to other people, but they demand it for themselves.
Right.
They're thoroughly antisocial on every single level.
Yes.
Well, Tony, you and I both have the same pet peeve in that regard, like willful ignorance and like antisocial, what's the word, like antagonistic behavior.
Yeah.
People who just do it deliberate antagonism and willful ignorance are the things that I have problems with myself. It's like people just looking for a fight and people just unwilling to. And that's
all this is. That's all this is. What happened was you had legitimate cop watchers who went out and did what they were supposed to do and just sat there. They put a camera in for accountability. And they did not get involved in a traffic stop, and until that one time when that one guy did, and all of a sudden that video blew the fuck up, and people realized, hey, I can get tons of clicks and views by posting that type of content, which is perfectly fine if that's how you want to do your shit. Then just say, hey, I'm out here to antagonize police officers. I'll call you out for that. Or I'm out here antagonizing postal employees, or I'm out here antagonizing private businesses. I'll also call you out for that. But at least I can respect you for being honest about what you're doing. This bullshit about, I'm out here protecting rights and see if this private company respects my rights. They don't have to respect your rights. They don't.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says they do.
The First Amendment doesn't apply to private institutions or private individuals of any sort. But there are two. Somebody asked what the psychological drive was. There are two aspects to it. One is attention-seeking behavior, which is in some senses materially rewarded by clicks and ad revenue. But they're getting a lot of they're getting a lot of attention focused on them, which they probably feel they haven't gotten. And a lot of this you see sort of carried to the nth degree in Chile. They don't trust anybody else.
Right.
And if they go out and they elicit a hostile response, this strengthens their conviction that there is some sort of conspiracy against them. And it strengthens their conviction that this is why they are a failure in life. Yep. It's no fault of their own. It's because other people are
they're stopping me.
Everything's aligned against me.
Always somebody else's fault. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently hello Clive Wells in the chat.
Oh boy.
JL's been remarkably restrained today as far as that. I think I might have scarred him in previous encounters.
You only need to get hit by the blast wave of Krakatoni one time and then you can figure it out. It's like we've been there, we've done that. I've seen the apocalypse. Don't want to go back. So
that's what we need. We need the Krakatoni T-shirt.
Krakatoni.
That's what we need. Cerebral Tackle for $5 says NC in Greenville, Texas. A deliverance attraction is strong in that town. Seriously, I don't know if I've ever been to Greenville, Texas.
I have, because the company that I used to work for that you're familiar with, Johnny, has a location in Greenville, and I had to drive out there many times in order to go cover shifts when I was running around doing that for them. And it is a long drive. And yes, they are absolutely correct in that comment.
Yep. Steaming Cup of Reason says, going back to my previous comment, states are starting to harden their laws to deal with these fuckwits. Absolutely are. Arizona, even though that law has been challenged by the ACLU, which I think it should have been challenged, because it was too it was too hastily written. It was way too broad of a bill. We're talking about HB 2319. So, yeah. But no, other states are doing it as well, limiting what they consider, redefining what they consider news. And we're starting to see that stuff being seriously upheld in superior districts and whatnot. Perry Education Association versus Perry Local Educators Association in 1983, the government may place reasonable restrictions on First Amendment activity. That's true. Reasonable restrictions. What those reasonable restrictions are, that's always been up for debate. But anyway, here we go. More of this silliness.
What else? Your sign.
Yeah, the diameters.
The lay of the land.
Yeah. Your fence.
Well,
I'm with myself. Yeah.
you with a surveying group or?
No. Surveyors don't go around with microphones on their equipment, you know.
Yeah.
I should give you an idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what would give them a better idea? If you just said, hey, I'm a fat fuck out here looking to make YouTube content. That would give them a perfect idea. And I'm sorry, I don't mean, as a fat person, I shouldn't fat shame, but for fuck's sake, I can't stand this idiot.
Yeah, but this is in fact a form of harassment, right?
Yes.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is definitely harassment, and it is. There are laws. There are legally enforceable statutes that prevent harassment of this sort.
Did someone just gift a bunch of memberships?
Yes,
Yes.
Mr. E-Man did 10. Thank you so much, Mr. E-Man. I
Oh,
really
Stream
appreciate
Elements is
that.
putting those through now.
Are they?
Because
Oh, wow, yes, they are.
the Stream Elements bot. Yeah. Awesome.
Wow. All right, finally, maybe Stream Elements is picking this stuff up here.
That's cool. They are now. They have the looped music that you can put on there. That's
Now all we need
Yes.
are the membership chats. If they would put the membership chats up there, then we'd good to go.
slowly but
Joshua
surely.
Lee says the fact that a good majority of auditors display the same behaviors and have similar hate is very telling. It's also to feed their narcissistic egos. I couldn't agree more. All right.
That money.
Yep, no doubt. Appreciate you. Oh no, he's got his phone. Oh my goodness. I hope it's okay to film out here. You didn't say it wasn't, so.
No, it's not.
Why?
It's not?
Why not?
Why?
Why?
Well, oh, we need,
Let's
oh.
give us permission.
Yeah, I got a release form. You can sign it for me. I don't need to tell you who I'm with. Okay. He's not going to sign.
We'll just do it without the release.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Well, I hope you're not monetizing your content.
He's getting in his truck to call the police. Oh, he's gonna record us. No way. Oh my God. Please don't do that. I'm not photogenic. Wait a minute, let me give you something to record.
First thing he told the
Bam.
truth about.
Yeah.
Record that. There you go.
You know, for someone who's all about my rights, my First Amendment rights, you sure do get triggered when somebody exercises those same rights back on you.
Mhm.
Interesting.
And this is what he's doing here is providing evidence of a belligerent attitude, and hostile attitude. So what this person is doing is compiling evidence of a crime that he is feeding into, and and he's too stupid to appreciate the consequences of what he's doing.
Beaver Zero, I think I saw you in there. It's good to see you, buddy.
Cam back. Woo! Don't get close to me. Personal space, man. You'll get pepper sprayed. I ain't going. You make me get out of here. How about
Okay, and now
that?
we
What kind
can,
of hair dye do you use?
Yeah, right.
Oh, wait, I thought you didn't mind being on camera.
It's about to blow off, man.
No, it's natural style.
You feel special now? Does that make you feel better?
That's projection. That's projection
Yep.
right there.
You feel like a man now? Yeah. I think it looks like you look like a Peter Puffer to me.
See, and that shit right there. He started this crap on a couple of videos ago, calling these other people Peter Puffers, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm not making a gay slur." Like, dude, then why are you saying it? What's the point? Calling him a
Yeah.
Peter Puffer. Let's say he was. Let's for the sake of argument say this is a homosexual man who enjoys certain sexual activities with his partner. What does that matter? Why would you use it as an insult?
Yeah,
That's the only reason why you're saying it.
That's the thing. Like there was some lady came into Irish Demon Stream the other day and was claiming that saying that Chili De Castro might be a repressed homosexual is a slur. That he might be gay is a gay slur. No,
that's not. No,
that's no sort of negative association. Saying that somebody might be gay is neither positive nor negative. Somebody saying that somebody might be gay is neither positive or negative. Being gay is just the same as being hetero. They're exactly the same. Like, so there's no attempt to minimize or belittle him, belittle anyone by describing them as gay. And
or inferring that an action that he is engaging in that the other dude doesn't like by saying that he's engaged in that action, so obviously he does this as a behavior. Mm-hmm. So drawing the negative connotation to that. So
right.
It's a blatant ad hom, and it's a completely faulty syllogism.
Yeah. So let me help people out there who might be confused, specifically NC Tyrant Hunter, why folks see this as an insult or as a slight. Well, let's see if we can't make it a little bit more relatable. If I look at you, NC Tyrant Hunter, and said, "Hey, you're a little overweight. What can we do to help you?" That's not an insult. That's an observation about your appearance. Couple that with, "Hey, you fat ass." That's an insult. That's how that works. The fact that you don't understand the two is just goes to
maybe just wander up to him and say, "Hey, do you know where can I find some food?"
Yeah, right, exactly.
Or if I said, in order to feel better about the fact that your apron overhangs your belt buckle and you haven't seen your dick in 2 years, is the reason you go out and make other people's lives miserable.
That would be an insult. That's we're up fat shaming. Yeah, we kind of are. How that works?
I'm not sure that I agree with. Somebody just said something. Sorry, Amradon. Calling me gay, which I am, is not a slur. Calling somebody you don't like gay is a slur. It depends. I mean, I don't like Chili, but when I say that I think he might be gay, is because he does show signs of what I consider to be repressed homosexuality. He is obsessive about establishing his romantic and sexual performance, which kind of leads me to think that there's some pathology there, that he's very sensitive about something. So even though I don't like him, describing him as gay, I'm not meaning it. And there are people who
not meant to belittle. It's not meant to belittle Chili as a person. I mean,
right.
Some of us think that part of his issue is systemic from that repressed homosexuality. And again, I don't care which way. I don't give a fuck. You do whatever you want. Consenting adults, do whatever you want. Don't care. Have whatever floats your boat, tickles your whistle. Don't give a shit. Just be honest with yourself about it. Maybe you can live a happier life. I apologize, Tony. I completely railroaded you. I don't want to get yelled at. Don't yell at me.
No. And Amradon is being very civil about it all, and I just wanted to take issue. And he's clarified that if you say something is gay,
I got you.
Yeah, I corrected it to someone, but he said if you say something is gay, that's gay or whatever. I know plenty of gay people who do say that's gay, and they kind of meant it in a jovial fashion. It's the intent behind it, and that's one of the things that these laws are getting to. That is very difficult to quantify and demonstrate in a court of law, that something is malicious in intent. These people are malicious in their intent, and that should be not permitted under the law. But how do you write a law that allows you to distinguish between somebody who's being malicious and somebody who isn't, without being able to read their mind? How do you determine? Context is key.
Yeah, Alan Ed says, being a gay man, why is being called gay a bad thing? I don't think I don't use that as a negative towards somebody, right? I don't go around saying, "Oh, you're gay." or you're a homosexual. I don't do that, right? It's not something I do. Calling somebody, hey, he's a gay man. Like, hey, the guy's a gay man. So what? Whatever.
Yeah.
It's the way that NC Tyrant Hunter here is calling this person a Peter Puffer.
Yeah, it's the attachment to it. It's the reaction to behavior that they don't like.
Right.
So if I was in a conversation with somebody and I said, "Oh, are you gay?" and I asked if they're gay, that's not a bad thing. That's I'm asking them a question about themselves. All this is no, I'm not, or yes, I am, or whatever. Make the determination. But when someone engages in a behavior that I don't like, and then my reaction to them is like the same as like calling them an asshole or calling them a fuckwit or whatever. If I say that if I make the inference that they're acting like that because they are gay or because they are a F word or because for whatever reason, or it happens to be a woman, if I call them like some slur to that effect, I'm saying that I'm alluding to the fact that their behavior, that they have bad behavior because of their orientation. So it's a negative slight in that respect. I'm attaching the two together. I'm inferring that, and that's where the negative is. So
and here's the thing: if I'm in conversation with a gay person who doesn't like being referred to as gay, then the civil thing to do is to respect their perception and their opinion. To address, it is socially responsible to address people in a way that they prefer to be addressed within reason. Obviously, if they start saying you have to call me, Your Excellency, Lord of the Universe, perhaps stop there. But just being civil and polite, and that's the thing here. He's not saying I think this guy might be gay. And even that he would be intending negatively. He is being as provocative, rude, and inconsiderate as he can be.
Right.
Anyway.
No. Yeah, you absolutely. Anyway, let's see what else we got. Let's see what other just shining brightness we can get from this.
We got another Peter Puffer on our hands. You too, Peter Puffer. A female Peter Puffer. Damn, that's always nice. They always the worst, the female Peter Puffers.
Well, that explains a lot now, doesn't it?
Have a good day.
Every time
awesome.
One of these guys does this thing, I'm constantly reminded of like James Earl Jones in Field of Dreams. When Kevin Costner's trying to get him out of the apartment and he just reaches over and picks up the crowbar and he's like, well, what are you going to do? It's like, I'm going to beat you with a crowbar until you go away. It's like, no, you can't do this. Oh, you think there are rules here? There are no rules here.
Yeah. I wonder what it makes them feel like when they come out here. Like we was going to run away because he had his camera out or something. You know what I mean?
You're not very classy.
Makes them feel like somebody. It makes them feel like somebody acquiring evidence of harassment.
Yep.
That's what it makes them feel like.
Yep.
You should have bammed him. She says it's not ladylike to bam. Yeah.
They're dangerously close to.
Get some license plate.
Sorry about
Go hit that like button for me.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit that subscribe. There's Carolina and Fort Worth.
Don't take my picture.
Don't take my picture,
I don't
she
give you
said.
permission.
Right. There's the sheriff.
What they call the police for?
Yeah, right. Constable. That's a constable. Look at him. It must be his buddy. Look. That's his buddy friend. That's what that is. Oh, Lord. We got text coming out. Yeah, we got text coming out here. Wow. Yeah.
We got the ball.
Right. Right.
What it is, they go ball.
Is this like the pre-hype session where they get the hype man to hype themselves up to get ready for the ass
Well,
we're about to get?
I mean, that was already happening like a long time ago when the guy walked back into the office and he said, "This is awesome." Really? You're standing watching an empty fucking car park wasting your fucking life. You could be doing anything else. You could be watching a film, reading a book, and instead you're here causing annoyance and anxiety for other people and wasting law enforcement's time as they come and try to explain to you what harassment laws actually mean.
Yep.
And this is awesome to you. This is, so that I cannot get into their mindset that they cannot consider.
I think you can. You guys have a perfect term for it. It's called being a cunt.
Yes, it is being a cunt.
Welsh News Network for £5 says, "See, Johnny, I told you that you can't make me call you Your Excellency Lord of the Universe. Just because PhD Tony said it doesn't mean I can't make you call me that." Thank you for that £5.
You notice how it's always at these rural areas. It's never at like a major corporation that has like on-site security that has, the right to detain. Like,
I would love to see all you First Amendment auditors. This is my challenge to you. You're so convicted in your path, your chosen, whatever the fuck this is. Go do this shit in South Central Los Angeles. Go audit private business in Compton.
Do it in a bank.
Oh yeah. There you go. Go audit a bank.
Go see how far you can spread your First Amendment rights in a bank, in a financial institution. Go in there with your camera.
Yeah.
See what they say.
Well, remember, all these banks are federally insured, so that means taxpayer dollars go to insure those banks. So based on your fucked up logic, that means they're publicly owned, so you have rights as public. Yeah, make sure you go do that. Tell us how it works out for you. Please film it. Please.
Freight edges brings up a good point that in Australia we often refer to our mates as cunts and to cunts as mate. It takes me back to my debate against one of the flat earthers where I said birds aren't rocket powered, mate. What I wanted to use there was less publicly accessible, but in my mind, the mate communicated exactly what I felt.
Yep.
It's a constable.
Sorry, I just saw this. James Foster says, just seen a video saying that Chili's been banned from Twitter. I doubt it, because Elon Musk has been very open about letting just any old person on Twitter, unless you call yourself Elon Musk.
He hasn't reinstated Mike Lindell, I don't think. So, there's clearly some.
So there's a line.
There is some sort of line somewhere.
Yep.
On the other hand, Mike Lindell really wants his Twitter account back, but
he does. He does.
Yeah, I guess. We'll see where his mule, his bull. Did he bring his bull with him? I don't know. They're gonna go in there and chat it up a little. Yuck it up. Yeah.
So he has been locked out of his account for violations already. It's been a week. It's only like 5 days, Chili. My goodness. That's amazing. 5 days. On the Elon Musk, I'll let anybody say whatever they want, whenever they want. The same Twitter that saw a giant surge in racial slurs since Elon Musk has taken over has found enough cause within 5 days to suspend Chili's account.
Yeah, to be fair, it would be more threats of physical violence. Chile has become more prone to just drop threats of physical violence without hesitation, and he's just sprinkling his content with it. So I would guess that that's why he's been suspended, more than racism or anything else. But
I'm not suggesting that Chile was involved in racism. I was simply saying that the platform that was like, yeah, you can say whatever you want so long as you don't call yourself Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So I can't hear him.
I think as long as you don't say anything bad about Elon Musk either.
Terms of service violations for doxing. Maybe he'll finally figure it out, but you can't do that and get away with it. Maybe we will. I doubt it. Yeah.
Cinder Lucian is making a comment, making several comments about easements not actually being public property.
That's true. There's
they're private property, and
right.
That the state is allowed access to by the owner, which is a very good legal point. I didn't know that. Thank you, Cinder Lucian.
Yeah, so it's implied contract, and some of it's the actual written contract into ownership that the easement. They have contract with electric companies, gas companies, etc. That gives them the ability and the access to access that property. Welsh News Network for £2 says, do it at USP Leavenworth. It's taxpayer funded. Yeah, go ahead. Try that route. Frauditors.
Well, this is the thing, that they are deliberately picking soft targets.
Oh, hey, right? Look, the guy who's this guy has such a crush on me. Stephen Kane, dude. Yes. If you want to date, man, just let me know. We'll arrange it. We'll go hang out, have some dinner or something. But man, he's got seriously, for somebody who dislikes this channel so much, right? He's like watched almost every single one of my videos. And how do I know he's watched almost every single one of my videos? Because he likes to comment on all of them. Let's go, Brandon. I'm like, okay, cool. My name's not Brandon, by the way. I'm Johnny. I know you could be confused with whatever's flying around in your head there. Like I said, if you want to hang out, just say, hey, let's hang out sometime. We'll go have a good time.
I'm actually confused. I think he may be confused about what we're discussing. Just slap your own cheek a little bit. We're not discussing politics.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's like, I mean, it's so 2020. It's like so 2020. I mean, it's old. It's like nobody cares anymore because it's like, ooh, we were so clever.
Yeah, the only thing that I'll say, again, I don't give a shit who you want to vote for. Vote for whoever best speaks to your political ideology. I don't give a shit. But if instead of saying let's go Brandon, why can't you just join the rest of the world when we say fuck Joe Biden? I don't understand why you can't just do that. I mean, grow up a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Big boys.
Why? Get with the times, man.
I mean, really.
The internet's leaving you behind.
That's all right, though. That's all right, though.
Don't trip on that number.
I got you. They over there chatting it up.
Just keep backing up.
Hopefully he's getting an education.
Crew CAD constable.
Right, here comes back up. Here comes back up, guys. Yeah, that's the sheriff's deputy.
Yes, Blue Bear. I have a sneaking suspicion that Chile may be doing some. Again, I can't prove it. It is 100% conjecture, just based on things that I have observed with other channels who had similar type growth patterns without views growth. Yeah, there might be some fuckery afoot. So we'll just put that out there.
Hunt County. We out here in Greenville at Automatic Gas. That's where we at now. We stopped at a few places, and they called the police on us on the first one too. I just didn't go live. Let's go down this way a little, huh? See what we can see. See what we can see.
Yes, it is a private business.
Yes, walk on their property.
Hopefully they educating them and telling them that we got a right to be out here. Yeah, there's the Peter Puffer right there in the gray shirt. Yeah. I don't know, the lady Peter Puffer went inside, yeah. Right.
Yes, to clear up the confusion, no, I didn't suggest that Chili's channel was... I don't think anybody suggested Chili's channel was deleted. He has been suspended from it, and to see the type of growth that he's having is not unusual for a channel who hasn't posted in a few days. I mean, it's not unheard of. It is a little unusual. It's the way that those are coming in, right? Like I'll have periods of growth where I haven't put anything out, but also have subscribers coming in. But generally, it's coming from older videos, and I can see my views going up with those subs going up. With Chili and people's channels who are acting like have been known or shown that they were purchasing subscribers, they'll have subscribers go up without views going up, which is kind of impossible to do, because even when you just click on any video, generally speaking, that will count as a view. Whether you watch 1 second or 10 minutes, just clicking on it will count as a view. So unless people are specifically going just to his page in 100 increments of 100, that's just a little
It's
suspect. It's suspect. Yeah, it's suspect.
Yeah.
Again, I can't say for certain that he is or is not, right? I'm just saying that based on the information that I've seen, the information that I have, it is suspect. I do question it. So
Yeah, regardless of whether it's happening or not, if it's happening, he's blown his money. If
that's
it's
the
not
dumbest thing
happening,
you can do.
if it's not happening, then the people who have signed up have wasted a subscription, I guess. It's not going to cost anything. But let's get back to these guys, because they seem to be ignorant of how harassment works or how trespass works.
Right. Oh, I think I've got a where to go. It's coming any second now. Hang on a second. It's gonna show up. I'll pop it and put it in there. Wait. Go.
That's what she said.
Oh, I knew it was coming.
That's what she said.
There's another one. Blackman 23 for 5 Aussies.
That's what she said.
Question: isn't the driveway part of the business property? If so, they could be done for trespass. Yeah, I think they could be done for trespass. It really
I think even standing next, this whole thing about the easement, anything that they've been standing on the company's property the entire time.
Right.
From my understanding.
Again, that is how I understand it as well. I would direct you to anybody, not you, Taipan 23, but anybody in this situation has these questions. I would direct you to speaking to an actual attorney. Because they'll have a better understanding than I will, for certain. Anyway, let's see what else. What other fuckery we can find.
Oh, he's just yucking it up, man. Just yuck. That's fine with me. Yeah.
See how it plays out.
Right. Yeah, y'all just hang on. We don't know what's going on. They hadn't really talked to us yet, so we'll see.
Some old dude who's been a plot hole crew member for 11 months says, "Hail, Johnny O, God Emperor of the Universe." Thank you, some old dude.
They're trying to make the owner happy. That's what they do, man. Yep. They're trying to make the owner happy right now. Hopefully they tell them leave them alone.
What they are explaining is the process, the complaints that would be necessary to make this situation actionable. Are you making a complaint of trespass or harassment? Here are our options going forward. That's what they're doing at the moment.
Yep. And some old dude just gifted 10 plot hole memberships. Thank you so much, some old dude.
Awesome.
I appreciate that.
Be fine. You know what I bet that woman did? Come out here and probably said there's a lot of people calling. I bet that's it.
False narratives too.
Yeah. That's where we at right there, guys.
Well, there's a phone number.
I'm not telling y'all to call. Absolutely not telling y'all to do that. Don't call.
Yeah.
All right, don't call. Look at her. She's done. Oh man, Carolina Fort Worth, down there in the ditch, getting a good shot, getting ground level shots. She's getting them ground level shots, but she's in there. She's in the zone. She is in the zone, y'all. I think I got a piggy with me. Yeah, I do. That looks like the sheriff too. That is the sheriff. That's not a sheriff deputy. He didn't want to stay and play. Yeah. I hope you learned a lesson today. See ya. Yeah. You got a good lesson, didn't you? You got a good lesson, right? Did you learn something?
Not from your fat ass.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. What good did that do you? No good at all, right? Yeah, okay. You got a good lesson for free. I ain't gonna charge you nothing.
Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
Well, what did you get out of it? You're talking about
right.
this guy. What did he get out of it? Well, arguably nothing. He may have learned something. He may have reinforced his relationship with local law enforcement. But you haven't gotten anything out of this. You've gotten some content of you being a complete asshat to some people who thoroughly didn't do anything to deserve it. And you think you've done something positive. You're scoffing at this guy for not having achieved anything. He's achieved more than you because he didn't come across as a complete asshat. You did, mate. You did.
Paintball guns.
I mean, lower PSI, so they don't hurt as much when they bounce off you as opposed to explode. Yeah. According to Aza, it says, I despise frauditors that harass private businesses and citizens, and how anyone who talks like that can go on about education is beyond me. Here's the thing. I know a lot of people that have a bit of a country accent, maybe even more so than NC Tyrant Hunter, who are educated, very well educated.
If you look at Blue Marble Science,
he's got a very deep draw. Absolutely.
And phenomenally intelligent and capable man. So, it's accents don't really tell you anything.
But I do think that you're talking about the language that he's using. And absolutely, to use that type of language is just, come on, man. Piss off my man crush in the side chat there.
Yeah. I ain't gonna charge you a thing. You see? Yeah. He's like, yeah. He got a
Kelly, that is the funniest. Is one of the funniest misuses of words I think I've seen, and I love you for it.
lesson today, guys. That's what it's all about, right? We got a lesson on the First Amendment. That's what he got a lesson on. He's going out the other entrance. We got a lesson today. And they scared to talk.
No,
See, at least the last one was
the police officers aren't afraid of you, you dummy. They just have more important things to do. Like
they're afraid that whatever you've got is contagious.
Dummy.
Jeez,
what are you doing, dummy?
What are you doing over there, dummy? Oh man.
Sorry to anybody out there who's a fan of My Name Is Earl.
Yep.
I love that show. Angela loves that show. I know Johnny, you love that show. But
oh yeah, like I said, those were some of the good. My name is Earl. What are you doing, dummy?
What are you doing, dummy?
I've always
hey,
loved,
dummy.
Yeah, I've always loved dark comedy, and that's a little lighter on the dark comedy, but still a very darkly comedic show.
Jamie Presley is just absolutely brilliant in that show. Just oh snap!
Come up and talk to us a little bit. So that was a free education from NC Tyrant Hunter, CFW, and HRP News.
That's right.
No, it wasn't. Wasn't any education from any one of you idiots. If anything, if there was an educated handed out, it was given to the owners about what to look for, what to do in case of, right? So they got that from the police officers, not from NC Donut Hunter.
And I mean, so So the reality is that law enforcement are deciding on a whole that all these guys are is attention seekers. They try and escalate the situation,
Yep.
make people feel uncomfortable, and do it to sensationalize their channel content.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is what Commander Darklight sent me. Not all Australian animals will kill you. Don't get me wrong. He wants to. He just can't.
He just can't.
Oh, that's so funny.
And they've decided that just don't engage with them, and let them bore themselves and then fuck off. And it will work. But the thing is that the police have to, which is why they're going for the softer targets, right? We talked about banks, we talked about other institutions. They know how to deal with these people, so now they've got to go and harass private citizens, and it is just a complete. They are economic dead weight. They provide no benefit from what they're doing. All it does is cause anxiety and cost us money. Those officers could have been out doing something constructive with their time. Instead, they had to come here and convince this guy that these guys were going to go away. Eventually, what they're doing will be normal enough. But in the meantime, criminals who are casing out places have perfect cover for what they're doing.
Yep. Little Red Air 74. That's my mom, by the way. Everybody say hi to my mom. So be on your best behavior or not. It's up to you. So I think the side chat's helping with, there's a little settings button down right about there. You click on that and change it to 720 or 1080. I forget what I think this is in 720. So, but yeah, it's me, Ma. Say hi, Ma. Hi, Ma.
Cat Bell, you are correct. You are correct. Hey, watch me. I'm an asshole. Look at me being an asshole. Ain't I a big asshole? Validate me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's to compensate for the insignificance and the lack of achievement they have in their lives.
You understand you didn't get the tit as much as you wanted when you were coming up, man. But sometimes it just wasn't breastfed enough as a child. I have no idea. Maybe too much. I don't know.
I know. Just like I said, I've made this comment several times, and maybe one day, if I keep making it, maybe one day they'll listen and actually, because if the idea is to exercise your rights, which 100%, if you want to exercise your rights, you should do that. Absolutely should do that. I do agree that if we don't exercise certain rights, they will be taken away from us. Potentially, there is a potential for that. But exercising your rights should be constructive, not destructive. And when you go out there to antagonize people and under the guise of exercising your rights, you've now taken something that should be a constructive activity, something that could be an educational activity, and turn it into something that's going to cause, like the Arizona Bill 2319, where they go in and say, hey, look, we're going to have to redefine what we believe the press to be. This is not 2319. This is elsewhere, Seattle. I forget. There's some other places that not all left-leaning or right-leaning, all over the place, where you have legislators that are looking at how we're going to deal with this issue of this nuisance.
Yeah, so they're a pestilence in a very real sense, and they're costing us money and time. And in the long term, if they continue to do it and they don't go away, society will react in such a way as to remove being a dickhead as an option, and it's going to negatively impact other people because one of the things, for instance, that Chile is afraid of, and rightly so, is police abuse of power.
Right.
And the last thing you need, if you're worried about that, is more laws that rely on the judgment of the officer on the scene as to whether or not somebody's being malicious, because they can say, yeah, I thought he was being malicious, so I arrested him. and you get, the more of those laws there are, the more risk of police abuse of them there is. So
Right.
you're just making the problem worse.
Don Moore said, "Hey, Chili invented the jock sock. He has had success. If that's the bar, Stanley Meyer invented the friggin' water engine. No, inventing something is not the hallmark of success, dude. Just because you file a patent for something doesn't mean it's worth anything."
I mean, hey.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. My bad.
Cerebral Tackle for $5 says, wasn't Johnny's Mom a big song in the 80s? I don't
Johnny's mom has got it going
I
on.
think Mystery Man points out that I think that might be Stacy's
mom, yeah.
But
no, it's Johnny's mom.
Johnny's
They
mom.
had to change it. They had to change it. So
my mother is a wonderful person. You be nice to her.
My mother was a saint.
Saint.
Get out.
Jesse asked the question, what do you think would happen if Chili got a little bit of power? He would abuse it. He's a bully. He is a bully and a tyrant. He does not believe in democracy. Look at how he treats his channel.
Exactly.
Look how he treats his junk with all the stuff he puts. He abuses it. He would just abuse.
Look what you did to Tony. You broke PhD Tony. Jail. You've broken our Tony.
Well, if he had a little bit of power, he'd abuse the shit out of it.
I'm not angry, JL.
Yeah. Oh, this is good. This is going to be good. This is going to be good.
I'm just disappointed.
You stupid fuck. Why don't you work?
Oh, geez.
Why don't you do what I want you to do?
Send all of that hate mail. Send all of that hate mail to Bridge the Divide. Bridge the Divide on YouTube. All that hate mail that way.
Fucking listen to me.
Oh, geez. Look at Tony. Tony's there trying to act like he's not laughing at me.
Come on to try and lift the intellectual level of the conversation.
I gave you the mental image of just like, you fucking suck, man. You suck.
Oh, man. Sandy D says, here PhD Tony comes into class at Jordan Up and JL takes it all back to junior high locker room.
Put
JL in timeout.
Feel free to animate. Feel free to use that mental image flat derp all you want.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Some old dude for $5 says these frauditors don't understand that no rights are absolute none. Yeah, see, that's what. Yeah. Well, that's what they don't understand. They just as easily they're given. They can be taken away, and there's already been several laws that have been passed or been argued and whatnot. So it's dangerous, man. Again, you want to get out there and I want to film in public. Fucking go film in public. Have fun. Do your thing. Go film in public. Cool. But don't antagonize. Don't go out there with the sole purpose of saying, I'm going to just flick people. I'm going to flick people until they get mad at me, and then I'm going to post it on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
Manufactured drama.
Yeah. That little, Johnny's mom, little red 474, is it? Yeah. She said that I'm too proper to succumb to too respectable. Has too much integrity to succumb to that stuff. I really don't. I'm just, but it's kind of you to stand up for me in that regard. I just didn't consider JL's joke that funny, to be brutally honest. But whatever.
Beat that shit. No. Blue Bear just solidified it, man. Just abusing that shit, just beating it like it didn't give him a super chat.
I still find it funny that he got super triggered because we read out super chats. Like, that's the whole purpose of the super chat.
That is the most idiotic thing.
I know.
So you are, what you're saying is that your time doing your stupid stuff is way more important than anybody is in your chat. Well, it's refreshing to hear you say it out loud.
Right.
When PhD Tony is thinking JL is a big mate.
Laura Rogers says, no one wants to watch them filming in public. That's boring. It's a confrontation that gets the clicks. Absolutely. You're 100% correct. And here's the thing. If that's what you want to do, then just say, hey, I'm not here to get clicks and views because, I'm not here to antagonize. I would at least respect you for being honest, but those people are like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to dig out the brain bleach.
they make breach for your freaking cerebral cortex. I can't get out of there.
I can't remember if it's a TikTok channel or if it's a YouTube channel that does nothing but like fluffy puppies. That one works. Aww. It's really cute. Yeah. Yep.
I am not Batman, but thanks.
Well, I've never seen you and Batman in the same room together, so
that is true. But
Batman confirmed.
And the more you deny it, the more we won't believe you.
Stephen Kane says filming police interaction is fine. Absolutely. Just don't interfere. Correct. Yell at cops like loonies or harass private citizens and people who work in offices of government.
There are of course situations where I think that the general public can and should interfere in a police officer's interactions, and that's when they observe the police officer committing a crime. So it's. I'm not sure why this person wants me to capitalize the H.
Stephen King, Steve, stop pulling a chili and abusing your little power.
He has a power. Just come out and say hey. Come out and say hey. Let's go out sometime, and then we do that. But
I'm wondering what conversation Stephen Kane is imagining he's in.
I don't think he knows.
Where he thinks that these regurgitations of slogans are somehow meaningful and people should respond to them. I would love to know the conversation he thinks is occurring. I'm not sure if you remember a television show called Boomtown. But it was set in Los Angeles, and it was told from the point of view of a variety of characters. One of the characters was a DA played by Neil McDonough, and the episode starts with Neil McDonough standing up and giving this rapier-witted speech about his boss.
By the way, that's rapier. One word, rapier, the sword type foil thing. The way it came out, Tony. I'm not trying to be funny. Just the way that it came out, it sounded extremely.
The way it came out sounded. The way it came out sounded rapier. Is that what you're saying?
It sounded rapier than rapier.
Sounded bad. So I just wanted to make sure.
Sorry, I know I had the same thought. I was like, that sounded a little odd to me.
Just had to make sure.
It's common pronunciation in this part of the world.
Oh, PhD Tony, you rapscallion.
Sorry, Tony. I just had to make sure.
That's okay. And anyway, he gives this razor sharp speech about his boss, which has some veiled jabs in there, but it's brilliantly witty, and everybody applauds him. And then later on in the episode, they run through the same scene from somebody else's perspective, and it's drunken, deranged rambling that a couple of people, sort of go, if we clap, will he sit down and shut up? and that's how I imagine Stephen Kane's life. He goes through thinking, I'm Neil McDonough. I'm as handsome. I'm as witty. I'm absolutely fantastic. I'm Neil McDonough. I'm illuminating this chat with my fucking interactions with it, and everybody else is going. Is there a way we can stop him? Like, who is he? Who does he think he's talking to? Like, what's the anyway? And also, I want to There have been a couple of occasions where Stefan Kane has been confused with Stephen Kane.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so people say that I was broke, like what
You were
trigger set me off? What set me off? And yeah, when I get the laugh, when I get something stuck in my head and it's funny, it's hilarious to me. I can't stop. Once it gets going, it's hard to stop. But the idea that is like someone said, it was a legitimate question. What would Chili did if he actually got a hold of just a little bit of power?
Yeah.
And then Tony was very true. He would abuse that. He would take that and he would try to push the boundaries of it, and he would inevitably end up doing more harm. But what stuck in my head was this guy who has obviously messed himself up so badly that his shit doesn't.
Oh my god.
And he just abuses.
Jan, what are you doing?
He
Just stop it.
He does.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Why it won't work. He just gets madder and madder.
Dear.
He just abuses the.
And you set him off again.
I let him.
It's a broken toy.
And we can all imagine him alone in his dark studio.
The phrase, I will beat you like the red-headed stepchild of a hillbilly mother.
Where did it go?
He's just sitting alone in his dark studio, just like.
So Jarius B sent me a video. Jarius B sent me a video, and it's 22 minutes long. I would love to get into that, but it's 22 minutes. I do have to go because unlike frauditors, have
Johnny has lost control of the stream.
No, not at all. Not at all. They love it. They love it when you're giggles. Even my mom wants to know what you're vaping.
I swear it's not there. It's just sometimes something gets stuck in your head, and it is fun. Sometimes the simplest stuff will set me off and make me laugh. Like when I first heard the joke, the seagulls flying over the sea because if they flew over the bay, they'd be bagels. When I first heard that joke, I lost it for like a good 20 minutes. It was just the funniest thing I'd ever heard because it just clicked, for some reason. Sometimes they grab you and you just laugh your ass off. And
yeah. I think the problem here, JL, is that a lot of us are used to having stuff in our head. So, and when something gets stuck in your head, it's an unusual experience.
It's true.
You're a mean fuck.
Oh, gee.
Stop abusing your power.
Jesus Christ. One of these
Why
days,
won't you work? I fucking hate you.
One of these days, I'm gonna have Angela just install remote control for that Jason. Like fucking roll up on you one of these days. It's gonna happen one of these days.
What we need is a Chili style, a team style electrocollar. Something we can zap.
They don't work. They don't work on me.
I'll get you one that'll work on you. I promise you that. Put one diode on your left testicle, the other diode on your right earlobe. Wow!
Again, Stephen Kane is Stephen Kane.
Here's the thing. Hang on.
The hilarity.
Let me explain Stephen Kane really quick. This is Stephen Kane, right? Stephen Kane has Mom, earmuffs, please. Earmuffs, please, Mom. So Stephen Kane is sitting in a dark room somewhere. He's got his. Let me get there. Fuck. Let me get there. So Stephen King is sitting in a dark room, and in his right hand he has his telephone. In his left hand he has his junk, and there's a picture of apparently Trump. Right? Apparently there's a giant poster of Donald Trump on his wall, and he's looking at his phone, and he's looking at his dick, but he doesn't know which one to play with. That's Stephen.
I'm wondering how he can tell Trump and his dick apart. But that's my. I guess that's my problem.
Welsh News Network for £2 says
Regrating life.
no regrets, man. No regrets.
No regrets.
None at all. None.
That's what happens when you type too fast. I do it often. Oh shit!
This literally the whole subject is just angry masturbation. It's just
angry. Yeah, Welsh News Network says it's 4 a.m. He's tired. No, I get it. Yeah, I know what you meant. No,
bitch.
I'm not regretting life choices, nor am I regretting inviting these two amazing people.
I think we needed this. Is what we needed. We needed this kind of expulsion of something.
Cathartic. I used the right word.
Yes, it's cathartic.
Yes, cathartic is exactly the right word. And isn't it liberating, right? Isn't it liberating? So we looked at an idiot, and everybody decided, okay, let's leave the idiot standing on the side of the road, wasting his idiot time, and nothing happened. And how refreshing that is to Chile, where Chile is just spewing toxic nonsense non-stop into social media, and it's not funny, it's not harmless, it is plenty idiotic, but it's just poisonous. And this is it gets people angry, it gets people upset. And ultimately bad things happen from it. But we've had an opportunity to just have a good time hanging out, focusing on the better things in life, and Chile's off doing whatever the fuck he is. I assume having intensely high blood pressure because he's got nobody to lie to at the moment. I do worry for Charlie's welfare, because I think that the more Chile is starved of attention, he's just going to start trying to get Charlie to go to town halls and talk about torture cuffs.
Charlie, bark, torture cuffs. Yeah. Anyway, it's time. We gotta go. I gotta go.
Sitting in his sad, drab little studio, just
by
himself.
I mean,
look, I don't even know why you associate Chile with a studio at all. Have you ever seen Chile in a studio?
Chile was talking about building his own studio.
Yeah, what he means is taking the wheels off some sort of motorized vehicle and filming in that. That's what he means by building a studio.
I will say this. I will say this. I got a really good laugh out of watching the videos, because he got so paranoid about people like watching him and seeing like the details outside to determine where he was. He started, and it's such a bad, because he would pack his car with all this stuff there. It'd be like those vehicles you'd see that the tragically the mentally ill would like live out of their vehicles, and they're like all jammed full of stuff in the back and you wouldn't be able to see in. And I know people have seen them before, but that's what his vehicle looked like, and it just confirms our suspicions that he is just a mentally ill person living out of his car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jason Hyatt says, poor Charlie running around in a little jock sock.
Yes.
I'm a weirdo. You darn right I'm a weirdo. Speaking of being a weirdo and owing Artie a beer, not that I owe Artie a beer, we do need to organize a meetup in Dallas. So we're going to do that. I wanted to let the hangover of the holiday kind of pass, and then being, the shopping day that it is, I was really hoping to find some like just super crazy fights like they have in the past, but I don't think they're happening anymore for some unknown reason. But whatever. Anyway, it is time for us to go. JL, you can catch Mr. JL over on Bridge the Divide and the Week in Horror podcast. That's 7 p.m. Wednesdays. Week in Horror.
7 p.m. Central Wednesday 7 p.m. Central over at youtube.com/weekinhorror.
That's right. And Bridge the Divide, you post regularly.
I got a new video coming out shortly. I just got to finish editing it. And then just, all kinds of cool stuff there. Science, atheism, rationality, logic, philosophy, all kinds of cool stuff. So pop over and give it a look.
Check it out, see if you like it. And if you do, hang around a little bit. I'm sure JL will appreciate that. And if you need some glacial isostatic adjustment in your life, go check out PhD Tony. He's got a channel. It's called youtube.com/. It's PhD Tony, right?
Yeah, just search for PhD Tony. I think the tag is Quilla67. But that may be my handle. I don't know if I've claimed it yet, but anyway. But yeah, you can just search for PhD Tony and I'll come up.
Yep.
Not that I've posted anything for a while because I've not been feeling that great. But
Chili needs a glacial isostatic adjustment. That's what he needs. I'm using those terms a little.
I made a commitment to learn what PhD Tony does, and I have done that. So
yes, you have. You get it right regularly, even with a long break in between. Remembering,
it's
and it's
like I drill it into my head. It's like before I go to bed, I have to say it in my head 45 times.
Glacial adjustment.
Yeah, right.
Wait. You told me you use that to go to sleep.
Whoa, Gail, post your Discord.
I can't post the deal in StreamYard, but I can the Discord to Week in Horror. I can do that.
He does, Cindy Lucian. So we'll put an invite in one of those. So we'll get you in there. We'll get you in there. We can horror.
Anyway,
it's time to go. Thank you, everybody.
Immediately.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for coming out. We'll see you next time. Be good to each other. Have fun. Be safe. There's still some weirdos out there right now. So here we are. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
Finger guns.
There you go.
Stop abusing your power.
Child.
Why don't you work? Look at me when I'm talking to you.
I just don't hear us too.